I look like one of those mini mules or whatever they're called. You know, little yellow things that move around. They've got a camera or a torch on their head or whatever the heck it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, finally, I've located the menu screen for the connecting the CP850 to the computer. There it is. It's up on the screen. I was typing in the IP address and then, you know, going through things like, oh, I wonder if it could be firewall that's keeping it out. Tried that. I thought the ether lead that I was using might be faulty or something, so I tried the other one from the ISP32 and I moved it over and still not getting anywhere. And then I just started thinking, I wonder if there's anything else in the menu system under network connections on the CP850. And then I found something and I started scrolling through it and I saw different IP addresses and I was thinking, And you got little boxes where you tick it. And I thought, okay, I'll select this one. Try it again and bam. After nearly 2 hours, I think, I've been trying to find it. I was thinking, why is it not connecting? Anyway, I've got that connected now. I'll probably have to save it, setting and such. Yeah, let's see. I wonder if I can do it on this. Yeah, let me see if I can do it. Let me see. So open a new browser. Should work, I guess. It works with the storm, so. Bingo. Oh, yeah, it works on the Chromebook. Oh, great. Probably I'll do another video later where I'll do a screen share. That works though now. I'm going to have to make some modifications to that processor. I mean, it sounds like a leaf blower. A different frequency sound of the processors. It's up there at the moment, not on the floor. I'm probably going to open it up and check the fans, and not just the fans, but check any sort of heat or something on it. Because yeah, and just see if it, or maybe look at the fans and think maybe change the fans for another fan, because it's a little bit middle frequency range in the fan sound when it's booting up, of course. Which, mind you, when booting it up, it takes oh crikey, I think it takes longer than the Storm processor to boot up. Yeah, so I'll have a look through this. So I've got no sound connecting up yet because I got the flipping wrong. I got the right DB25 connector. I just got the wrong XLR ends. Although I think they make probably, I think they make converters that connect onto the XLRs. So it'd be like um, connecting into a female. Have a male connector that connects into the female, and then the other end has either female or male connectors, and that can then connect. They do. I know they make converter connections and such, but I've never seen one. But anyway, I got another cables coming, so they'd probably be a little bit smoother when connecting, unlike the other blooming lead, because I don't know why. And I mean, I've used XLR leads for years now and never had a problem connecting one, and then thinking, bloody hell, why is it so tight to connect it? And then pulling it off. Oh, crikey. You got to be the Incredible Hulk to pull the bloody thing off. Okay, bitstream and all this stuff it's showing here on the shows. Oh, so if I connect, hang on, if I connect to where is it? Oh, just connect a short lead. HDMI. Oh. So the lab is very untidily. I have to tidy up. Yeah, these things are pretty useful. Probably keep these around. Might be useful for something else and whatever. Yeah, so I'll connect this short lead. So, DVD, it's still playing. Got to go back to the menu. Oh yeah, film stopped. Okay, start it back up again. Start it back up again. Oh, turn this light off. Oh yeah, the audio levels are running now. Audio levels are running. So I got, oh yeah, it's a bit easier here on the remote with the connection. Yeah. Not sure what the encodings are, because I've been reading up on some research that some discs or such, they got encodings, something to do with this metadata. I don't know what the heck metadata is. It's just some form of encode decode sort of thingy. But there's some titles or movies, I believe, that are locked, or so they can't do this whole whatever, you know, or not to mention they're blooming remixed on near field. So it's going to take a. I was thinking of getting a baby, but I've been still cynical about it. But I'll just have a look at the. I don't know why I'm putting this back on again. Let's just look at the. So it's got two microphone things on the back of the processor. I might use them. I may not use them, but I might just to see how they go. I think that's the current layout. Of course, it's all assignable, and I'm gonna. I think it might work similar to maybe the Storm processor. But there's the equalizer. Auto EQ test. Edit warning. Edit equalization will interrupt with theatre audio. Of course it would. I think they're. Just trying to sort of think if some of it's a little bit familiar with the CP750. Turn the fader level up. Woo, number 7. I'll turn it down. Or mute. Level still play just a bit slow at 750. Speaker output levels locked. Ooh, yeah. If I have to do something like I'm just trying to look in because it's the layout, because I'm not quite got experience with it or with it yet. I mean, going back to the fans, I disconnected the fans on the Sony, and that's been okay without the fan on. Oddly, things that use fans and things that don't use fans, like the Denon, the 8500. The fans are disconnected when it's used as a processor only because it's not using the amplifier. So there's no reason for the for the AVR or AVPAR or whatever you want to call it, to use the fans for it to get hot. And so they're disconnected when it's used as a processor. When it's used as an internal amplifier, they are activated. The fans are activated. But there's a lot of processor things here that don't require fans. a Chromebook that doesn't require a fan, a PC, laptop sort of thing. Yeah, that requires a fan on it. But on a Chrome or so, there are no moving parts basically. Battery does still get warmish when charging or such, but generally there's no moving parts on the damn thing. There's no fans on the Dolby DSU4s, and these, mind you, bloody hell, yeah, they get hot. Well, if I take the Cat 150 cards out, and touch the heat sink where it does say warning, don't touch, it is flipping hot. But it doesn't require fans. So yeah, so I'll do some modification on that later. Either I'll change the fan, or I'll probably look around and see if I think, okay, I'll put a switch on the fans, maybe a little switch that I can put on the outside of the processor, a little toggle switch. So if I think it is getting necessarily warm or such, I'll just turn the fans on, or I'll just well, play it by ear. Still not getting anywhere through this. Probably going to have to read the manual a little bit. Because I don't want a leaf blower blowing, because I can hear it like it's always constant, and it's over my shoulder, over my up at this angle, sort of thing. There again, that's the whole thing about sound. Where speakers are generally located and placed in a room. Well, let me rephrase: generally located on a dub stage, cinema, and all these guidelines and such in the home. That's not how sound works. If you go outside and listen to that kind of airy kind of sound that's usually constant in the background during daytime, you can just notice it in the daytime, but it's very difficult because you've got a lot of moving traffic going by, and that causes masking effect. But at nighttime, you notice it and you think, what's that kind of airy sound? And it's just kind of like that, like it's like moving my hand. It's that uniform, and you think, but that's traffic. Like on maybe the dual carriageway or the motorway is a little bit, few miles away. Dual carriageways are nearby, but that's what you hear. That's traffic sound, and it creates this kind of sound. And it's not like coming from loudspeakers in a single little, because the further away you are from a loudspeaker, and depending on what frequency it's outputting, whether sound mixing or if it's using a sound generator, pink noise, or sine wave tone will stick out like a sore thumb. It would have this kind of uniform sound, but when you get too close or nearer to it, it then just goes from this wide sort of thing, and then it just narrows down, and then it just gives itself away like artificial sound. I would prefer just to go literally wall to wall, back wall, floor, ceiling, and just have a cluster of speakers. The one from the screen channel, because of where you're sat, several meters back, it gives that kind of uniform sound. But again, you walk closer to the screen, and then it just sounds like a loudspeaker behind it. It's artificial. It's, yeah. I'd say this leaf blower is really starting to get to me. Maybe I could put a towel over it and dampen it down a little bit, because it's got I think maybe 1 or 2 fans located at the front, and then there's the 2 fans that I can visibly see located on near the power supplies. But I think it's the ones at the front that are probably, I'll look inside and see like what necessarily is getting hot, and if I think it can take the tolerance. Don't forget, usually when these processors are fitted in a rack, they usually maybe got amplifiers below it, and what happens there is heat rises, it goes upward, cold air goes down, so heat's going up and up and up and up from one amplifier to the next. It's like when I turn this on, though I got the top lid panel removed just so it can vent heat, so it doesn't get too hot, but it still does. In any case, the heat rises, goes up onto the top panel here, and then it goes up a little bit higher. It reaches the ISP, and then suddenly the 50% fan speed jumps up to 75%, and it's pretty audible. But I would say that is more a middle range, and it's yeah, hear it on my right ear. Bloody hell, it's really starting to fans, cooling fans. Yeah, I'm still not getting anywhere with this. I believe the EQ curves and such for the CP850, because I did some reading on it months ago. I think it's got I think it's got 3 type of curves. You got X curve, you got flat, and you got customization. If I can remember that. Screen's getting a little bit dim. I'll just brighten it up a little bit there. Because there's no moving image on the screen apart from just these. Are they just black and white? Can you change it to color? So I have to get used to. I wonder where it's got the thing with the billiard balls moving around on the screen. Bloody hell, ridiculous thing. I just look at the bar graphic levels and I just listen to the sound. I don't need something to tell me like, oh yeah, there's something working up there. I can see it on the bar graphic level meter, the VU meters. Whether there's, whether it's if it's gravity, they're utilized completely independently overhead, as well as down the side walls. That's the only thing I'm going to be sort of like. I'll still be able to connect onto the once I do the complicated wiring. And I might upgrade to the extender or the adapter, so that'll take it, and then I think I've got to fiddle around with this thing again and go into it and connect it and so forth, and take it up to 32 channels, and if I want to, I could take it up to 64 channel. But still, my CB radio's got 360 channels. Wonder if you can keep it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. This was cheap. Dolby Atmos for people that just want to buy a Trinov, and guess what? Most people that are going to use a Trinov are probably only going to use Dolby Atmos or Dolby Codex and hardly DTS. If I want to run DTS, I could still use that, or I like to get the, but I don't know how I'll get this connected to that, because it's got, I'll have to do some research into the, and I have to do some extra research. But I haven't used the DTS Pro for probably about maybe a year. That's pretty lightweight. It's pretty lightweight. You can hold it in your hand. Not much weight in it. It makes me wonder if there was anything inside the damn thing. Yeah, so I want to get this system basically configured for 5-screen, left, center, right, so utilize my 5-screen behind the projection screen, and I can only use one sidewall speakers and then 2 at the back, and then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that would still go through the Dolby SA10s in the kitchen, and that will give me up to 9, 10, 11, up to 12 channel. Plus pinpoint sound, rather than just thinking, where's the sound? Is it over there or is it over there? Oh, it's mono. Because sometimes you'd think, is it stereo? Sounds a bit weird. And that's just by listening. And so, yeah, put a few decoders, connect them to the inputs, and then bush, bam, and use the extra output, and you get an Easter egg with a baby driver. You get 2 different signals move in the, where there's a middle sound in baby driver. There's a middle sound, but it's kind of a bit stereo and a bit sort of like mono, with an anti-polarity mixing onto it, where there's another signal that's kind of hidden. You can hear it in the mix, but you don't know where the heck where it's supposed to be going. And I thought I'd just mess around with it. So I got speakers underneath the seats, on the floor, over the sides, the front, middle, right at the back, behind the seating. And yeah, I'll get a sound that with the music, there's like it's kind of moving like this from the floor and the ceiling, and it's kind of doing this, rather than it's just up there and it's kind of doing something like, like this, or it's like confusing until it's decoded. Whether that was mixed intentionally, or maybe the mixers were just messing around with different effects on the individual tracks, because they're all individual tracks, and then they're all mixed and blended together and EQ'd and so forth, until director and producer think, yeah, that's great. That's what we want. Well, at least they think that's probably what they want. Bloody hell. That sounds like an object leaf blower. It's just bloody hell. It's really getting to me, it really is. Maybe if I put it in front of me again on the floor, the sound would be a little bit different because it'd be coming to both ears at the same time. But this is just, it's going down my left ear. I've got to put an earplug in, crying out loud. It's really getting to me. But if it was cooling me down, like the air conditioner, so I'm going to turn the air conditioner on. That's got a different sort of frequency. I'll take this out. Now what I can hear over that side has gone from that sort of sound to like that, because that's doing a sort of different frequency masking effect. Yeah, that's how sound works. It's very complicated. It's very exciting sometimes, and then sometimes I find it sinful. I find movies sinful because I happen to have deep feelings, not for sound, but I still miss my cat, Sooty, and I still miss my cat, Magic. I think at the end of the day, this is just immaterial, and it's a pack of electronics. That may sound like, oh gosh, I'm ungrateful. Well, anyway, yeah, it's still weird why, when connecting the HDMI audio out from the Panasonic, because there are two HDMIs, one HDMI going on to HDMI number one, and HDMI audio out going on to HDMI number one on. I wonder if it's got something to do with number one. And then, of course, the signal goes out on here. Something's doing some sort of very odd handshake sort of thing, and yeah. So if I turn the processor off, HDMI will come back up, I assume. If I unplug the HDMI signal will come back up on there. So yeah, I'll figure that out later. Maybe someone else knows. I think there's a lot more on this menu, but I haven't found it yet. So what if I use that Dolby 7? No, the audio goes out there. So that 5.1. Right. HDMI 1. Oh yeah, HDMI number 1 there. Right. Okay. You've got HDMI number 2. So you can't use video because this isn't a video processor, it's an audio processor. That's why it's all separate in the cinema. You got one thing that's a video processor, one thing that's audio processor. I haven't done a hard sort of test yet to see whether it would get audio dropouts, like occasionally the Storm audio processor. If I play chapters back and forth and so forth, or visual search, or if it's Laserdisc and I'm visual searching back and forth on an action scene or something, suddenly, bam! It's got no Dolby codec signal going into it. Drops out completely, and I've got to turn the processor off, wait a few seconds, turn it back on, and then the signal comes. The signal is locked, again on the processor. That's weird. So I'll test that, see if that has any dropouts or any strange issues. I have read somewhere a field bulletin report or something that I can't remember what it mentioned now. Mentioned something, it was a little bit iffy. Yeah, but I've seen other videos where the display, display may go faulty. Well, that doesn't surprise me with the CP500 display. And it's just a question of looking for what type of spare part that is, and then just putting another part in, But like I say, it was cheap. In fact, I think I just seen something pop up. I haven't watched the video because, frankly, I'm not really into videos that are where people have got thumbnails with their mouth wide open, like they need feeding or something, or haven't been fed in about a month or so. Those sort of videos just put me off, and I think you know what I mean. Yeah, I believe Trinov. I'm not sure if it's on their website. How many times have I come close to thinking about buying a Trinov? Probably like that. I came that close, but then on most occasions, the first one, when I was almost going to buy, and then I told the guy I'm not interested, and he said I got cold feet. No, not cold feet. I just wasn't interested. That's just about maybe a year, or maybe maybe a few months or so before I brought the Storm processor. And yet you see altitudes on for sale. The 16. You got the JBL 16. You got the JBL 32. You got the altitude 32, 24, 32, 32. Oh my goodness gracious! But it's like the price is just whopping. Like, what the blazers? I understand that it's it's taking equipment like this and condensing it down onto a microprocessing chip, which you can just practically hold in your hand. You think, wow, there's hardly any weight there, but it's got a lot of processing power and so forth. And if you were to take lots of these and maybe BEQs or something else, and you got a stack of equipment that is just ridiculous. It just takes up so many rack towers, and then you think it puts out so much heat and so forth, and you got to go over here and press this, press that. Oh my god! And yet everything is condensed down, and it's just on the screen under the bonnet, so to speak. It's like putting all of this gear and compressing it into a small package. That's why it's so damn expensive, because it's got so much flipping, because if you went out and looked for this equipment, like I'm sure there's some of it that you can buy that might be 1U frame or 2U frame, but it's going to cost a bit. But 850, the 850 is discontinued now. CP750s are still in use in cinemas because some screens may not use Atmos, and only one screen will use Atmos or such because of the extreme cost of the whole package. So 750s are going to be around for quite a few more years until I think they may get phased out. It's hard to say when. So the 950 now is different. I should have got the 950. It's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. Cheaper than a Trinov. Cheaper than a Storm Audio. Cheaper than an Anthem. And all these other... cheaper than a Denon. Oh, flipping heck. But you got to remember, it's just an audio processor. But then, like, you buy AVPs, they're just a processor, but they do video and upscale all that. But it's the audio side that most people want to probably get, 32 channels, 64 channels. Yeah. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of Atmos movies that I like. I'm not in the habit really now of buying new movies that much. And when I do, they turn out to be absolute dreadful and they end up in the cat litter tray. That's not a joke. I mean, I'm really kind of disappointed with what I am listening to, and sometimes the picture quality looks a bit fake. Doesn't look like real film grain to me. It looks a little bit iffy. But still, yeah. Anyway, turn that air conditioner off. Now I hear that more audible now on my left side here. Maybe if I do that. Oh yeah, I hear it on both ears. Oh. So it'll only be a couple of days and I'll get the other leads, and because I'm not really into doing any soldering. I'm not really into it. Wouldn't mind a helping hand so someone can hold the wire in position while I solder it onto the pins. Otherwise, my technique. So I haven't got helping hands. Have I got helping hands? So, yeah, I think I've got helping hands, but I'm not sure if it's broken. Anyway, yeah, alternative is just to use maybe sellotape or blue tack, and I'll just stick the XLR onto the blue tack, hold it steady, and then just get the wire in position. Little bit of solder, done, and so on and so on. Doing all the wiring. Yes, I've only got 16 XLR male connectors to do, but I'd have. See, my hand just shakes. It's on my left side, and I think it's something to do with my heart. I think this didn't happen when AF started. I think it started a little bit earlier than that, because I was looking at all my other videos and don't usually sometimes watch myself, and I noticed in one video, and then I was thinking, oh, my hand's trembling, and that's way before I had Heart AF. So it was probably after my heart attack, my first mini heart attack or such. That was 10 years ago. Yeah, so I think, yeah. Oh, because I was starting to get fucking real paranoid, thinking it's something to do with fucking COVID. But then I think, no, I can rule out COVID. It's got nothing to do with that because they gave you the jab in the arm 2021. And this was, I noticed a video that was about 2019, 2018, and my hand was, I just happened to notice it. It's trembling. Bloody hell, that fan. Crikey. What the heck am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Trinovs, that's it. Yeah, Trinovs. So, they got anything on their update on their page? Find their page a little bit. Oh, hang on. Is it this? Let's have a look. Come on, you got pictures of the whole damn thing, have you? Huh? You know what it'd be? It'd be like, oh damn, they dropped the price down, and I think, oh, I'll get that. No, I'm not. I'm not getting a Trinov, no way. Where's all the rest of the pictures for this? Huh? Come on, there's just a little glossary to whet the appetite. So it's got 30, 32, 8, Dante. It's got Dante's Peak. What is bloody Dante's Peak? I don't understand. I mean, if you use XLR and you got good connections and such, and no one in their right mind is going to play something at full blimmin' blast, for crying out loud. I mean, you damage your hearing. And then when you listen to some things and you think, does real life sound like that? No. Sometimes it'd be a lot many dB and frequency such lower, but it depends. And then, yeah, so I think this is just something announced, but I don't think it's yet released. Yeah, cut with a custom 64 channel version. They got a custom 64 channel version arriving 2026. Well, that's next year, isn't it? Yeah. Well, if all goes well with the 850, I'll upgrade it to 32. And if I like how it's going with 32, then I'll upgrade it to 64. And it will cost far less than a Trinov. It'll still be a bit, but it will cost infinitely far less than a Trinov. Looks kind of nice in its design, but so what the hell? What's it called? The altitude, what? Maybe there's some other pictures. Oh, hang on, go before we go out, look at products. 32, 40, because Trinnov do a 48 extending, but you know, that's not cheap. No, it's not listed yet. They're probably doing more testers or whatever they're on it. But it's for anyone that's got a 32, it's not worth buying something that's, you know, it's like, oh, you got to have it. I mean, I didn't really need the 850, but you know, that processor new would have been would have been a bit of a bomb. But like I say, they're discontinued now, and they're just a lot of cinemas are probably changing them out and putting a CP950 in, or 950D. Let's have a look under pictures. No, there's not much here. Oh, not much there.
And welcome to the Thrillcat Cinema Lab. I know that my channel, I'm not pushing my channel.
I can tell this guy, he's going to ditch his Storm processor and he's going to go for a Trinnov. I can read him like an open book. It's predictable. And he'll think it's going to solve all his acoustical problems in his room. That's what most people think. I think it's going to solve all their problems. That's like someone buying an Ascendo 100-inch subwoofer thinking it's going to solve all your sub-bass problem. It's a little sad, you know, that, you know, things cost a stupid amount of money just so you got something. And how quiet is it? Does it make any sort of very unusual, unsatisfactory noises? You know? And in any case, you got one of those stupid subs, 100 inches or what, stuck at the back of the room, and it's not exactly stuck in the back. It's got to be really flush into the wall because, you know, you got an ordinary small little box that's so-called a subwoofer. They're just a box. They're not real subwoofers. Come on. Anyway, you know, you got something that's stuck in front of the wall by, you know, like say an SVS sub. You know, it takes up so much floor space. But if that unit was put flush into a wall, you know, so you look at your wall, you know you've got something behind it. So okay, you can cut it out and fit it in flush, do it very neatly. And so, you know, you got to do all the tests, the rattle testing and such. It doesn't make anything rattle in the room or anything because that's not part of the soundtrack. When things start rattling, that is not part of the soundtrack. Unless, of course, it's Star Trek for the Voyage Home. And you hear all that rattling sound with the bird of prey. And you got this tremendous amount of energy on the bass and on the baby boom or the LFE 0.1 that gives it a little bit extra support. None of that should make any rattle sounds. You should only hear what's rattling in the soundtrack that's creating the illusion. I think I should have gone for the 950. Plus, it's about almost the same scale as the 750. You know, it's not heavy. It's not too, and it's got a touch screen display. There are not many processors that have a touch screen display. Storm doesn't. I don't even think this new Trinov would have a touch screen. But then why would you have a touchscreen when you got it remote on a laptop and it's touchscreen? The Storm is touchscreen when I use on it, and it's quicker to navigate a little bit and you go into all the other sub menu features on the because you only get a small amount with the soft touch keys. But they could have made it. They could have made that screen a little larger and had it touch screen, and so you got formats and you can access the. I think once I get that up and running properly, I should be able to use the. I should be able to. I think if it is assignable, I should be able to have some of the things, so I can. If it does that. If it doesn't, then it's on the laptop then, I suppose. Yeah. Just got this. I wonder if I use the optical output on the. I wonder if that'll route over. Let me just check. Go into the Storm. Go into the input. Leave that HDMI there. Because the optical lead's connected on the. Go to optical. Is it outputting? No, I can't hear anything. Unless of course it's been overridden. I can't hear the optical number 2 outputting through. Yeah, never mind. I got 7 there. Oh, you got fade in, fade out. Oh yeah, you got fader delay and such. Bit similar on the CP200. I think the 750, 500 got fader delay. So when you press mute, it slowly fades, or you can have instant fade. I prefer instant. 23, bloody hell. Where's this heat coming from in this room? Put that back on, flipping heck. Got reboot documentation. Documentation. There's a lot more on there, so I'm just see. Ah, right, there's the EQ. 40 to 16K. Okay, they're in 0.1 dB steps. Flatten. Okay, yeah, flatten that back to default. Yeah, you've got similar on the 750 bass treble filters. Output level. So you use your, when you generate pink noise and such, and you use your levels on the processor to adjust, you know, because the fader should be at 7, or that's 0. That's reference level. Most people are running their systems in the home. Oh goodness, someone was rambling on a video the other day. He only runs it negative 20, minus 20, negative 15. Oh, you got those terrible streaming movies. Oh my goodness. I read someone else saying, it doesn't really matter if I got my volume at minus 10. It still sounds crap. It's Disney. Oh dear. No, it's near field mixes. Usually, my fader's usually pretty near to 0, but yeah. But then some mix you get this thing with it's been an ongoing thing for decades, where they're just trying to director pushing it louder. Oh, they must have hearing problems, seriously. And the mixers, they got hearing issues. Oh dear. You know, they don't win at the end of the day, because anyone with common sense, they're not really projectionists anymore. They're dinosaur now. They're in the museum. It's just a, a single technician running these blimmin' multiplexes. Oh, that's not cinema. That's like going into someone's home and they got a TV in the kitchen, they got a TV in the bloody bedroom, they got a TV in the basement, they got a TV in the bloody attic, and it's all coming from one room. Oh, you know, you go back you go back 30 years, people didn't have setups like that in the home. Crikey. Yeah. Still can't figure out the what's it where's the alright, so that's thing here. I can move it up and down with the pink noise. Um, it's this configuration. Let me put something in Dolby Atmos. Oh yeah, yeah. Get a backup of gravity. Get a backup of this. Mm. I need that air spray thing so I can just spray air. So what's it? Give it a little wipe. I'll start up in a sec. Same. Play. Um, it's pretty dynamic. Look at that. Ooh, that's just a little bit of the opening there. Wow, because you get that very loud, what's it? Let's just go look at the configuration on this. No, that's not a different setting. Yeah. I'm sure it's something around here. Probably wonder if you put the mouse somewhere over the front and double click. um, yeah, so it seemed easy configuring the still the ISP32. So I'm only just fiddling around with this. I'm not really reading the manual, because most of this should be a little straightforward. Some of it may just be a little bit. I have to read the manual just to get a understanding. So, okay, bitstream supported in Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus. Hasn't got Dolby E on it. Dolby True HD, PCM. I haven't connected the optical lead to it yet. See, oh, this is interesting. We've got here 2025, 8/26. That's the date. Okay. No. Yeah, I just got to keep. Okay, it's got 100 hertz sine, 1 kilohertz sine, 10K sine, thump, and sweep. I think the 750's got a sweep. The CP500 has also got a sweep on it. I'll turn that off in there. Let's see. A little bit. Let's have a look at the manual. Let's have a look at the manual. Configuration. Yeah, designing new configuration. Is there anything that's missing on this screen here? Displays, rows and columns, edges of the grid. Edges of the grid. Let's have a think. Let's have a think on this for a sec. I think it's something a little bit, what's it here? Just noticing something. I've got a funny feeling. A funny feeling there. Yeah. Let's go to that manual. Okay. Just check. Oh, hang on. Let me just check. What's that? Yeah, I hate these. Ugh. 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 Might make a crisp sandwich. A little bit butter, crisp, bit of mayonnaise on it. Bam. Yum, yum, yum. Ugh. Ugh. Bit sharp. Tastes like a raw onion. Yeah. Let me just check on me. Check on this. Let's see. Yeah. So I pause it. I see PCM on there, play. I see Dolby Atmos coming up. Sorry, I mean, touching this is pretty cool, but I don't know if that's the fans doing that, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, touching around the edge of the Panasonic Panasonic, mind you, is pretty warm. Um, um, oh. fridge in there. Oh, wow. So I could use I don't have to use it, I could use this. Yeah. Let me see. Where is it? There we go. Sorry, I'm not. Go back to the So smell all these vile crisps. Smells okay, but tastes awful. Ugh. Don't see anything like that. Bitstream, Dolby True, Dolby Atmos, 48 kilohertz. Hmm. All right. Okay. Whew. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, good gosh. I'm out.